Good morning. Episode 2 of the Rockland job. A little bit has changed since episode 1. It's become winter all of a sudden. We got quite a bit of snow over the last week. It's actually supposed to rain tomorrow, about 15 mils, so we're hoping most of this will go. Not that I don't enjoy the winter wonderland, but it always slows construction down. We've done quite a bit of framing already in the last week, so I want to take you through, show you what we're doing. Nothing you haven't seen before if you watch other episodes, but if you haven't, come on. So here we are. This is the front porch. You saw it in the last video as we poured it here. Where we've got the garage on this side, and here's the front door. So coming in, right away you can see, if you remember in the first video, we put foam in the slab to divide the two. And the reason we do that is it's directly underneath the sill plate right here. Our foam is continuous up there. We're gonna insulate this cavity and carry it all the way up to the ceiling into the attic. And then the attic's getting R60 blown insulation in. So we've really created that cocoon all the way around. This is our standard construction method. It's a 2x6 wall with our R5, you can see it right there, R5 insulated structural sheathing. Now there is a special nailing pattern for this, but it's just as rigid and it certainly resists racking, which is the kind of horizontal shear strength, just as well as anything else. It comes in 8-foot sheets. We put it sideways. Guys come in afterwards and fill that 1-foot strip in with all the extra leftovers. I don't want to say scrap, but all the extra pieces get filled in around the perimeter there. Pretty common for us. We've always put our headers at the top as well, which is a little bit different from some guys, but relatively simple. Obviously, we're trying to reduce the amount of studs we're using, not because we want to compromise structure in any way, but advanced framing, which is an American Plywood Association technique, demands a reduction in overall amount of wood we use because it increases the amount of insulation. So that's what we're doing here. On the outside, we've got our Siga. Click here to watch that video of me explaining how this works, but we've already put it on the outside and we're actually wrapping our wood glove tape around right now. Involved process because we have to clear all the snow off to make sure we get good adhesion. Our slab is curing right now. It's still plenty warm enough to be able to continue to do that. Slab Code did a great job finishing. You can see all the saw cuts were done the next day. Overall, pretty happy with everything. And then even here, you can see, for example, we haven't cut back our perimeter foam that brings it all the way up, so we'll be doing that as well. The guys have finished all the exterior walls. You can see, walk around behind me here, so you can see all the exterior walls, and the boys are laying out the interior walls. James is putting on the wig glove tape, and everything is honky-dory. We're really not sitting around waiting for this to get done. We're moving pretty hard here. I'm gonna let the boys continue work, and we'll catch up again in a few days. Good morning. It's another beautiful day out here in Rockland. I don't know why it's raining so much, but it is what it is. You joined us a few days after the last clip there. It's changed quite a bit over here. We've had trusses delivered. We've had snow melt. We've got our last few sticks over here to be installed. The big difference is the roof's on. For the most part, it's almost done. It's not quite there. We have all of our interior walls. All our exterior walls are up. We have a couple more pieces of sheeting to put here. Basically, we're onto the roof right now. The roofers are already booked for this Friday. Today is Tuesday. So we got 3 days to get the rest of this roof on, but we're in good shape. Bear no mind to the water on the floor. You actually look at the side of my boot, it's barely 1/4 of an inch. It's just because the water's trapped in here. We just doesn't know where to go. Because the slab's flat, it's not sloped out. It'll be gone once we get the roof on. As you can see, we're just setting the trusses. We started at the front, we started at the back, and worked our way to the middle. The middle has the biggest continuous trusses up here, and so it's a very simple installation once you get to both sides to put the rest in. And so you kind of meet in the middle and sheathe it afterwards. You can see it's a bit of a mess right now, but we're gonna have it cleaned up in no time. The rain's passing right now. Overall, this place is in really great shape. We've already actually started electrical roughing. We want to get this ahead because we want to get the walls insulated as quick as possible. Winter will come eventually, and we want to make sure this place is heated so the guys have somewhere to work through the winter. They don't mind working outside, but it's always nicer to work inside when it's minus 25 out. I actually graded out the side of the house. A little bit of fine tuning to do, but back here we still have mud mountain still to shape up. But overall, it's looking in pretty good shape. Now that we've gone from front to back, let me show you each of the rooms. This is the pantry. This is the kitchen. This is the living room. This is the dining room. This is the laundry room. Utility room, powder room, primary walk-in closet, primary bathroom, primary bedroom, guest bedroom. This is guest bedroom 2. This is the guest bathroom, home office, foyer, garage. We're gonna keep going on this. Main focus is electrical rough-in. Well, we gotta finish the roof first, but once that's done, electrical rough-in, plumbing rough-in, and HVAC rough-in. So I'm gonna be talking about that. For now, let's let the guys keep finishing up and we'll get to it. Happy New Year. It is Monday, January 5th, I think. I don't know. You know how that weird time between Christmas and New Year's and you don't know what day it is? It's still kind of hanging over right now. Check this out. We've got windows installed. We had a big push right before Christmas. We weren't able to film it, but the guys pushed hard. We got all our windows, most of our doors in. We intentionally leave the front door out because we don't want it damaged. As you can see, windows are installed. Installed our wiggle up tape as a second layer over top of the window to make sure that we have a good tight seal. So insulation is important, air sealing is importanter. So we're really focused on making sure everything's super tight, everything's tied up. So you can see we don't put a lot of half staples on this. It's going to be covered in siding next week, so we don't have to get too concerned. So we put them where we have to, but we make sure we get a tight seal. Along the bottom, we also tape to the foundation and then down onto the foam. This provides two different things. It provides an air barrier to help seal our air barrier to the foundation. It also helps with rain deflection. So if any water did get behind our siding, it's gonna kick it out and not allow it to come back and wick underneath and get into the sill plate. So we've done this on the entire perimeter of the house, all the way up, and then we've wrapped it on the top, and we're gonna tie that into our vapor barrier when we go to do insulation. So you can imagine there's an entire cover from top to bottom on this entire place. Tied in the existing garage over here, and we've actually already got the roof on. We did that before Christmas as well. So we do have to carry our foam all the way around the perimeter, and even though this is exterior for frost protection, that's an important aspect of this. We really don't want any frost getting underneath this slab and cracking it up. We've done quite a bit of work outside, not a lot inside. So the boys have been really focused on getting this all buttoned up. We're going to be starting the siding, soffit fascia. Obviously we got to do the soffit fascia before we blow the insulation in, because you can imagine they're blowing insulation just gonna come right out here. So we're gonna keep the work going right now and make sure that we get all of our interior back framing done, because we want to have backing and blocking wherever we're going to do cabinetry. But on the outside, we're going to get started on our soffit fascia first, siding second, and then the electrical, HVAC, and plumbing rough-ins are all getting started this week. Let's keep this going. It is a blustery January day outside right now. Warmed the place up a little bit. We are more or less wrapped up on our interior fit up. I want to show you guys some of the details we've been working on now. Monday morning, it's pretty early. Boys were here on the weekend spray foaming. We had some great weather on the weekend. It was nice and warm, which allowed us to do our spray foam. So we've insulated the entire perimeter of the house. Everything's tied in nicely. I gotta say, I'm very happy with all the little details we've done. We're in a really good place. We've got a couple little things to work on, but overall, we're almost ready for drywall here. We've done our insulation in the walls. Everything's ready to go. We've done our Cat 6 cabling. All our electrical's roughed in. Our hydro hookup is booked for next week, which I'm very excited about, because as soon as that happens, we can get the heat on in here and be nice and warm. We can start drywall. We've got this all in. All of our ductwork, our cold air returns are ready to go. You can see them here. Pair this, and then as the drywall is installed on both sides, it creates a chase. This goes up here and carries all the way through into that duct at the ceiling there. And so it allows us to pull the air back into the air handler and circulate the air in the house. So that's what that is. As I said, electrical rough-in's all done. And then if you look at the top, our Siga is wrapped over the top plate of the house, and then we've tied our poly into that and taped it shut. All the way from the bottom where we've taped our foam prior to the concrete pour, we brought it up the side. We've taped our Siga to our foam, carried the Siga on the outside, we've carried the poly across the top. We've created a bubble, a perfect airtight bubble, perfect as it can be, all the way across the whole house. And this is what's going to keep the heat in, other than the windows and doors, which we use higher quality windows and doors to make sure that we can have them seal as well as they can. As we're coming through here, our temporary lights up, which is great. In the bathrooms here, we've got all of our plumbing rough in. It's been passed, it's ready to go. White for toilet, red for hot, blue for cold, and of course, we've got our backing. 3/4 plywood, make sure we have it sealed everywhere, so that way when we go to do our towel bars, our rope hooks, our toilet paper holder, everything's got a piece of backing, so we're not using any drywall plugs. Let's go over to the other side. I'm going to show you a little more. More of the same here in the laundry room. So we've got our washer box with our water arresters here. Everything's tied in nicely. Little details are important. We're not just sticking the pipe out for the dryer. We're trying to put it into a dryer box to make sure that we have the space when we go to push the dryer back. This allows the hose that stretches out to recoil back in and get in there. One of the last things we still have to do is put our pocket doors in. So these are the openings for the pocket doors. It needs to be installed. We're waiting for spray foam to be finished because there is some hardware in there, and if you get any spray into it, it just becomes a pain in the butt to clean out. So we've done that. In our utility room here, we've pre-painted our plywood. Obviously, it still needs another couple coats, but it just helps us get ahead of it. So we've installed all this here. As soon as we get the heat on, we're gonna put another coat prior to putting too much more into here. But this is our radiant. We've got our water supply line, and we've got our air handler HRV. And then our ductwork for the actual heat pump is actually just right above me here. So this is a very small utility room. We'd prefer it to be bigger, but we didn't have a lot of space in this case. Now for the electrical, we actually made a change and we moved it to the existing garage. It's just right there. We've got a full 200 amp panel ready to go. And we've actually got a separate pony panel that was here for the garage existing. So we tied that back in. We still have a bit of work fixing the existing electrical for the place, but we're gonna get that all tidied up this week. I'm gonna take you outside, show you some of the details that we've wrapped up. Just to finish it off. All right, So I know I've already talked about this. I just wanted to point a few things out. So we've got our Sega tied right in, like I said. All of our electrical boxes that are now complete for the rough-in are all taped shut. So again, we're just really worried about air sealing and making sure that we have as airtight a house as possible. So we've done that here, taped all our windows. And then up top, we've already installed our soffit to allow for the blown-in insulation to happen. We've used a mixture of vented and non-vented soffit. So this is obviously non-vented. And then over on this side, we've actually used vented soffit all along the house. We've got our air exhaust all done as well. And then we've got our hose bibs ready for tying as well. As far as rough-in goes, we're 100% done. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about exterior finishing, all complete, drywall, and start to talk about our finishing as well. We're not that far off from flooring. I know it looks crazy in there, but we're not that far off. So I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll see you on the next one.